We're back, y'all. Guys, if you've been following along, you know that we've taken a little bit of a hiatus as the Love Hut has been parked right here in front of my grandmother's house for many weeks now, as I've been going back and forth between hospitals and rehab centers, but she is getting stronger every day, which means it is about time for us to get moving. I think that big yellow house is going to be moving, at least locally, as we get back into nature this week. In the meantime, Shane's gotten real good at that banjo, y'all. Let's have some fun this week. After spending the morning with my grandmother, guys, the Love Hut is on the road. Not quite ready to leave town yet, but ready to go have a little bit of fun. And a place that all of you will find very familiar because that guy built an addition onto this house a couple of years ago on camera for all of you to watch. We're going to enjoy some time with some more family for a little bit and soak up every minute of East Texas that we can, as long as we're here.
Good morning, George. You wanna go kayaking today?
Y'all, this morning we have left the Love Hut behind and gotten a ride with Taylor. We are on our way to Caddo Lake to do a little bit of kayaking, but a Texas lake day is not complete without stopping at Whataburger first.
You need to put on your seatbelt, Kelsey.
I know, I do. Hand me that honey butter chicken biscuit.
Yo, look at this. We are in uncertain Texas, and we're on Caddo Lake, another end from the state park. We're still relatively close to it, but this is the tour boat they have here. And it's got a mud motor on the back of it. So it's a pontoon boat, and they take you on a tour into the swamp, which we're going to be kayaking into today. But those mud motors allow the propellers to come up out of the water to get through all of this vegetation. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Guys, I was listening to Shane get all excited about the boats, and I don't think he actually told y'all where it is that we've taken you today. We are hanging out at Johnson's Ranch, which is actually the oldest inland marina in the state of Texas. We're getting the boats all blown up now, and we'll be on the water soon, y'all. Boy, it's a pretty day.
So just across from the marina is one of this region's tea rooms, as the sun is telling us here. Apparently this was some sort of speakeasy back in the day. Despite the fact that we just drove a Subaru here quite easily. I'm imagining a few years ago it wasn't quite easy to get back here. This is gonna be a fun adventure.
There ain't none, there never was none.
Ooh, look. There goes another one of those mud boats. Oh, I want one of those things. So we are entering in to the WMA that the state park ties to, actually. So the Caddo State Park has trails with little paddle markers, and this is another one of those trails through the swamp, and it's going to have the same little paddle markers. So in theory we can't get lost, but I bet we can really do it if we set our minds to it, Kelsey.
We'll be fine, Shane.
Look at all those knees sticking up. Now there's signs as we come in that says permit required, and upon my strict inspection of this sign, it means that if you're going to get out and touch land, you have to have a permit, or if you're going to hunt or fish, you obviously need permits and license to do that. But as long as you're going to stay in your boat, you can come back here. I'm not going to be getting out of this boat.
There's definitely lots of things I want to eat you in here.
And I want to eat them. Where did Taylor go? Did we lose her already? Come on, Taylor. Would you look at the size of that lily pad? These, on the other hand, the floating stuff, they're not rooted to the bottom. The lily pads, they go down to a plant, if I'm not mistaken. But this stuff just floats freely. It makes paddling real slow, Kelsey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mule! I feel like I'm in Venice. Oh, wow. Look at that one. It's huge. It's slow go paddling.
You okay back there, Tay?
It's like paddling through pudding.
It's pretty pudding, though.
It is. These lily pads are in full bloom, y'all. Boy, that's gorgeous.
Right, dude? That's wow. There must be a bunch of bait fish swimming through. Have you seen Sasquatch yet?
Yeah, I saw him. We had a conversation.
Not me, the real one. He's out here. There's documentaries about this place.
That's true. The Sasquatch hunters did do a whole thing on Caddo Lake.
Swamp monster, there's gotta be something mythical in these woods. Well, we find ourselves inside of a structure. So just outside of the state park is a wildlife refuge, the Caddo Lake Wildlife Refuge. And they have this little structure here. I'm gonna show you from the outside. This was a guard shack And there's structures everywhere. There's this one. There's fences that run all through the woods. This is a huge property, and we've been driving all over it. There's an auto tour you can take, but this was an ammunition manufacturing facility. And we're in Karnak, Texas. And throughout the woods, you can take these roads that cut through like a web, and there's old structures and cement buildings from the ammunitions manufacturing process. And at the back, there's even a kayak launch that'll put you out into the bayou. It appears all this is federally preserved, but there's clear markings that you cannot camp out here. So we're just gonna enjoy it. There's always something new to find if you look hard enough. What a huge facility this was. They have a little museum. But this is the entire property we've been driving through. And this was the original size, so presumably that was probably housing, and then you had manufacturing facilities. How fascinating.
Edward, we made it back. We made it back. It was a fun trip. We have switched cars and made it back to Marshall. And are making our way to go see Grandma for the evening. There's lots of adventures left this week, though.
Y'all, look at this thing. It's like a giant love hut. With a much bigger budget. Holy crap.
That thing's pretty sweet.
This little girl I ever did see. Kelsey Lee, Kelsey Lee. Prettiest little girl I ever did see.
Well, good morning, y'all. I am in the Love Hut making some repairs while Kelsey is visiting with her grandmother. And what's happened is our Max air fan up there has stopped functioning. So I've taken the motor out, because these things work on a brush system, so there's going to be some contact points, and they kind of wear down like brake pads. So all of this is the residual from that, and I'm hoping I can clean it enough to get this thing spinning again, because if not, I've got to spend a couple $100 and replace the fan, or at least the motor, which is still $100. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so let me educate you. So this is what a brushless motor, or a motor with brushes means. So like my DeWalt tools that I use, they're brushless power tools, which means they don't have this style of building. But this cylinder here, as you can see, it's worn down there, and that's what I'm working on cleaning, because that's how power is conducted through this thing. This sits in this base like so. I can't do all this one-handed. And either way, one of these contacts, these brushes, goes on either side of that cylinder, and one's a positive, one's a negative. As you can see, we still have a lot of meat left on them, so I'm happy to see that. We just got to get this thing cleaned up. This housing is very dirty. But once we remove all of that, we should have better contact, and this fan should blow.
All right, guys. Maybe there weren't so many adventures left this week after all, but there definitely will be next week. I cannot tell you guys how incredibly grateful I am for all of this time that I'm getting to spend with my grandmother and this wonderful lifestyle that has allowed me to do so. Guys, we will catch you next week, but I wanted to take the time to say thank you to all of you who have been following us along this far. If you haven't already done so, hit those thumbs up and subscribe buttons and comment below so that I know to be grateful for you. Peace out, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.